Where do you want to start? What a collapse. What an embarrassment. What a choke job. The Knicks were up 17 points in the fourth quarter of game one of the ECF against the Indiana Pacers. Up 14 points with 2 minutes and 41 seconds to go. But we let Indiana continue to attack, get to the line, and stop the clock. We allowed Aaron Nesmith to shoot a number of uncontested threes and allowed Indiana to get back into the game. Tyrese Halliburton shoots the game-tying shot to send it into OT. And then, near the final possession of OT, the Knicks are not communicating. No one is guarding the inbound pass, and the Knicks are allowing Obi Toppin to get the dagger dunk against us. A former Knick closing us out. And if that's not bad enough, the Knicks may have even more internal issues because we have it on video. After a missed defensive sequence, Karl-Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby are seen in a very heated verbal altercation in the team huddle. It gets so bad that the captain, Jalen Brunson himself, has to step in and has to tell both of them to stop what they're doing and focus back on the game. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. But before we get started, about 52% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're enjoying the content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you have notifications on as well too. If you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do that is to hit that subscribe button. And now, let's get started. Cat and OG are seen having a heated discussion in a team huddle. You know when you wake up the next morning and you think everything's going to be better, you're going to feel better, and you're going to be able to put this in the past and move forward? Well, sometimes, some games, some losses, like the loss last night to the Pacers, where the Knicks choked the game away and Indiana stole that game, it's very hard to let go of games like that, especially when you wake up and then you take a look at the newspaper and you see the following on the back page. Eastern Conference Finals, Newsday Sports, meltdown in the final minutes leads to Pacers stunning OT win in game one. Chokes on Knicks. And you can see it right there. Tyrese Halliburton, who, by the way, after making the game-tying shot, he thought he made the game-winning shot because he thought it was a three, and he started to early celebrate, and that was his choice for celebration. Doing a choke job in MSG to the Garden and the Knicks. Who wants to see that when they wake up? Why do I want to see that back cover? It was horrible. There are a lot of reasons why the Knicks lost this game. How about missing key free throws? Karl-Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby. How about allowing Aaron Nesmith to shoot a number of open threes? How about allowing the Indiana Pacers to continue to attack inside? We continue to foul them, and then we stop the clock. And yeah, you can definitely talk about some incorrect calls. Let's talk about a few of them. Jalen Brunson getting called for his fourth foul, even though Tyrese Halliburton kicks his leg out and he initiates that contact. That doesn't make sense. How about Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby going up for that ball? And clearly, Siakam hits Anunoby's hand as he's trying to shoot the ball. But they're not calling it a foul. They say Siakam knocks the ball out of OG Anunoby's hands, essentially gifting the Pacers an extra possession. And how about the worst missed call of the game? At least in my opinion. We're in overtime. The Knicks are aggressive. We're attacking. We're scoring basket after basket after basket. And then Jalen Brunson goes up for a layup. His shot hits the backboard, but Miles Turner comes in and he hits that shot. They call it a block shot on the floor, but if you go back and look at it, in reality, it's a goaltending shot. And what happens after that call? They get the ball, they run up court, and then Andrew Nembhard gets an open three-point shot. He hits that shot, and then we're talking about a completely different game now? What if he didn't get that open look? What if they called the goaltending on the Knicks side and the Knicks go up 2 points and then the Pacers have to reset and go up against a set Knicks defense? Do they get that same shot? Probably not. I'm not going to blame only the missed calls, though, even though there were a lot of them. Because when you look at things like this, when you see that the Knicks were up 14 points with 2 minutes and 41 to go in regulation, then they led by 8 with 41 seconds to go in the fourth. They blew both of those leads. Brutal. And like Ian Bagley is saying here, it was done because of a number of mistakes that they made in game one. But one of the biggest mistakes they made was on the defensive end, especially their three-point defense. Leaving Aaron Nesmith open that many times is a crime, or at least it should be. That should never happen, especially when he's on a heater like that. It got so bad that even OG Anunoby was heated that he was open so much, and he got heated at Karl-Anthony Towns. And we have the video footage to review, so you guys can take a look at this as well, too. All right, here's the video from last night's game against the Pacers in the fourth quarter where OG Anunoby and Karl-Anthony Towns get into a heated verbal altercation. Let's take a look at it first and then give some comments on it. We're also going to take a look at the defensive play that led to this very heated verbal altercation. Let's go ahead and roll it. So as you can see there, look, OG Anunoby's talking to Karl-Anthony Towns. And he's like, he looks like he's very heated. Like, you got to do something. You got to play there. You got to go out on him. You got to rush to him. And then you can see there, right there, Karl-Anthony Towns saying something back. Jalen Brunson has to hold him back right there. They're still continuing. Brunson has to get up so that they would stop. And OG's like, it's not that serious. You can see his face there. And even OG's like, yo, calm down. It's not that serious. But Brunson's like, we don't need any of that. We don't need that right now when, you know, Indiana's coming back and we're trying to win the game here. There's 34 seconds left to play. Let's lock in and do what we need to do. We can talk about all this later, especially when we're not in the eye of the national media and everybody watching, which clearly everybody's seeing what's going on here. Let's take a look at that again. And then we're going to take a look at the defensive play that led to this. But as you can see, OG Anunoby's walking by. Hands out. Like, what are you doing? See, they're going back and forth. Robinson trying to make sure that they're good. They're still talking there. Still talking there. And then Brunson right there. You see? Right there. Brunson's right here. He's saying, all right, chill, chill, chill. But they're still going. And then he stands up and like, stop. We got to chill. We got a game to win here. What are you guys doing? I know it's not that serious, but we got to chill. Even OG saying, you know, chill out. You know, it's not that serious. We just got to play together. And they cool it off. They seem like they leave it in that team huddle and they don't bring it again into the game, which I am very happy to see. But let's talk about the defensive sequence that led to this. All right, this is the defensive sequence that caused that interaction between OG and Cat. As you can see there, open shot for Aaron Nesmith. We're going to take another look at that again. So you see what happened with Towns? Let's take a look at where Towns is right here. See Towns? Now look. Right there. Towns is here. OG right there. Aaron Nesmith, even though he's by the logo, he's still open. And he's on a heater. He's hot. So you got to put somebody near him. Now we're going to continue to play it. Towns gets stuck here on this screen. And he does not move. He can't move past it. He should be able to move past it. But he doesn't. And Nesmith, again, even more of an open look, even though OG's trying to rush him. Doesn't matter. And he gets the clean look for three and nails it in. And that play right there is honestly what led to OG Anunoby and Karl-Anthony Towns getting into that entire heated verbal altercation. And you can see why. OG's mad. I would be mad. Everybody would be mad. You see that there's a chance there for Karl-Anthony Towns to actually go out and get to the three-point shooter, to be able to at least contest the shot. But he gets caught on a screen, and he looks like he's laying down caught on the screen, like he's not trying to push past it. And I think OG Anunoby saw that and said, what are you doing? You can't get caught like that. You need to be able to push past it and be able to contest the shot. This man is on a heater. We cannot allow him to be open. And you can't expect me being OG Anunoby in this situation here, to go all around the court to guard everybody, because OG's trying to do that anyways. But you have to look at it on both sides here. Karl-Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, the reason that the Knicks were even in that game last night against the Pacers was because those two went off. And I actually feel terrible because we can't even talk about those performances. They mean nothing. They're wasted. Going back to that verbal altercation that we saw between OG Anunoby and Karl-Anthony Towns, I just want to go ahead and say again, even though it happened, and even though we know why it happened, it is not a major issue moving forward. Things like that, they happen each and every game among a lot of players, and coaches. It happens in the locker room. It happens all the time. Now, it should never happen in front of the public or in the national media's eye, because when it does, everybody's going to take notice of it and everybody's going to try to make it bigger than it actually is. The reason I'm covering it is so that everybody understands that even though it happened and even though everybody is saying that it matters and it means something, it doesn't. It took a collapse of epic proportions, one that we've never seen on the playoff stage before to happen, in order for the Pacers to beat the Knicks. Those type of things don't happen every single game. And if that's what it's going to take for the Pacers in order to beat the Knicks, I'll take my chances with New York. You gotta believe in that. And if you don't believe in that, maybe you'll believe in the following legend, or for some teams, the Indiana Pacers specifically, the curse that they may have just committed for themselves. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. That choking gesture is actually more of a curse than it is a celebration. When Reggie did it, the Knicks won in 7. Tyrese Halliburton did it last night. And I am telling you, the Knicks will win this series in 6 games. That's what you want to do? That's how you want to act? You think that you're the better team? You think that you're better than New York? I cannot wait for game 2 because I feel a very big game coming from the captain, Jalen Brunson. I say that like he didn't have another big game already in game 1. He did. He's going to either match that or exceed that for game 2. And I see Wingstop doing the same thing. I see Karl-Anthony Towns doing the same thing. I see this Knicks team coming into game 2 locked in and wanting to take game 2, win that game, and let everybody know this is still a series and nobody has won it all yet. But you know what? If you're on that side, if you keep doubting the Knicks, keep doubting this team, keep doubting what we're going to do, what we're going to achieve, the greatness that awaits us, then that's on you. I am upset about the loss, but I'm going to be happy with the victory that we get for the series. And what matters the most is not game 1. What matters the most is Knicks in 6, because that means the Knicks are moving on to the NBA Finals. And that's the goal. And that goal has not been lost yet. We still have a chance to attain it. And in game 2, I promise you, this Knicks team will show you why. But what about you guys? What do you think about this heated verbal altercation that you saw between OG Anunoby and Karl-Anthony Towns? Now, honestly, for me, I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's anything severe. But maybe you guys feel a little bit differently. Maybe you guys think it's something more. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.